Have you ever wondered where your morning coffee comes from? Let's dive into the history of this beloved beverage. Our story begins in the ancient landscapes of Ethiopia with a humble shepherd named Kaldi. Legend tells us that Kaldi noticed his goats frolicking and dancing with unusual energy after feasting on the red berries of a certain wild shrub. Intrigued by this peculiar spectacle, Kaldi decided to try the berries himself, and soon felt a similar surge in liveliness. This, dear listeners, is believed to be the world's first encounter with the magical bean we now know as coffee. However, it wasn't until the berries reached the monasteries of Yemen that they were transformed into a drinkable form. The diligent monks, seeking to stay awake during their long hours of prayer, boiled the berries and drank the resulting concoction. They found to their delight that it had a similar effect to what Kaldi and his goats had experienced. Word soon spread of this marvelous brew, and by the 15th century, coffee had made its way to the bustling coffeehouses of the Middle East, becoming an integral part of their social and cultural fabric. As the centuries rolled on, the beverage began its journey to Europe. Despite initial resistance and fears of it being the bitter invention of Satan, by the 17th century, coffee had charmed its way into the hearts of Europeans. Its popularity was such that it soon replaced the traditional breakfast drinks of beer and wine. The 18th century saw the introduction of coffee to the Americas. It was here that coffee found its new home, with the climate and conditions of the New World proving ideal for its cultivation. In the centuries to follow, coffee would grow from a novelty to a necessity, shaping economies and defining cultures along the way. From a simple shepherd's discovery to a worldwide phenomenon, coffee's journey is as rich and full-bodied as the drink itself. But coffee is not just a drink, it's an industry. How did it evolve over the centuries? Well, it's an intriguing tale. Coffee, as we know it today, has been centuries in the making. Let's start with the establishment of coffeehouses. These sprouted up in the Middle East in the 15th century, becoming social hubs where people gathered for conversation, entertainment, and of course to enjoy a cup of coffee. Fast forward to the 17th century and we see coffeehouses making their way to Europe. England, France, and Italy all embraced the coffee culture, with these establishments becoming hotspots for political discussions, business deals, and intellectual debates. In fact, Lloyd's of London, the famous insurance market, started as a coffeehouse. Now let's jump to the late 19th century. This is when coffee took a significant turn with the invention of instant coffee. A man named David Strang from New Zealand came up with a method to make instant coffee powder. This was a game changer, enabling people to enjoy coffee anytime, anywhere, without the need for brewing equipment. As we move into the 20th century, we see the rise of specialty coffee shops. The third wave of coffee, as it's often called, started in the 1980s and has continued into the 21st century. These shops focus on high-quality, ethically sourced beans, and they often roast their own coffee. You're likely familiar with places like this. Think of your local artisanal coffee shop, where baristas carefully craft each cup of coffee. And let's not forget the impact of big chains like Starbucks, which have played a significant role in popularizing and democratizing coffee culture worldwide. From frappuccinos to pumpkin spice lattes, they have continually innovated and expanded the coffee menu, reaching millions of people around the globe. The coffee industry has indeed come a long way, but it's not stopping there. And as we'll see in the next scene, technology, and specifically artificial intelligence, is playing a key role in shaping the future of this vibrant industry. In the 21st century, technology has become an integral part of our lives. But did you know it's also revolutionizing the coffee industry? Let's start with how we make our coffee. The manual espresso machines and French presses that were once household staples have given way to automated coffee machines. Now, with just a push of a button, you can have a barista-quality cup of joe right at home. Even in cafes, baristas now have the aid of smart machines that can grind beans, steam milk, and pour espresso shots to perfection every single time. But it's not just about coffee making. Technology is also transforming the way coffee is grown. Precision farming, for instance, is a game changer. Farmers now use GPS technology to monitor their crops, ensuring that every coffee tree gets exactly the right amount of water and nutrients it needs. Drones are used to survey large plantations, helping farmers spot signs of disease or pests early on. Then there's the roasting process. Today we have software that can control the temperature and roasting time to the nth degree, ensuring that every batch of beans is roasted just right. This level of precision was unheard of just a few decades ago. And let's not forget about e-commerce. It has opened up a whole new world for coffee producers and consumers alike. Now, you can buy exotic coffee beans from a farmer halfway across the globe, right from the comfort of your home. But technology isn't just about making things easier or more efficient, it's also about sustainability. Many coffee companies are now using blockchain technology to track their supply chains, ensuring that the coffee you drink is ethically sourced and sustainably grown. So whether it's a high-tech espresso machine in your kitchen, a drone flying over a coffee plantation, or a blockchain-powered supply chain, technology is brewing up a storm in the coffee industry. And with every sip of coffee you take, you're part of this exciting revolution. Technology has certainly brewed up some major changes in the coffee industry, and now, artificial intelligence is making its mark on the coffee industry. But how exactly? Artificial intelligence, or AI, is revolutionizing countless industries, and the coffee trade is no exception. The impact of AI on the coffee industry is profound, ranging from predicting market trends to optimizing farming practices and enhancing the customer experience in coffee shops. First, let's talk about trend prediction. AI can analyze vast amounts of data, including weather patterns, crop yields, and market demands. This allows it to predict coffee trends with remarkable accuracy. Are consumers leaning towards light roast or dark roast? Do they prefer fruity notes or a rich chocolatey flavor? With AI, coffee producers and retailers can stay ahead of the curve, meeting and even predicting consumer demands. Next, AI plays a crucial role in the actual cultivation of coffee. By analyzing factors like sunlight, rainfall, soil composition, and temperature, AI can provide coffee farmers with insights on how to optimize their farming practices. This leads to higher quality beans, more efficient use of resources, and ultimately, a better cup of joe. But the influence of AI doesn't stop at the farm gate. It extends all the way to your local coffee shop. With the help of AI, baristas can now create the perfect cup of coffee tailored to each customer's unique taste. AI-enabled coffee machines can learn your preferences over time, adjusting the strength, temperature, and even the frothiness of your coffee to your exact liking. And let's not forget about the customer service aspect. AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants are now commonplace in coffee shops, helping customers with their orders, answering questions, and even recommending new coffee blends to try. In conclusion, the impact of AI on the coffee industry is all-encompassing. From predicting coffee trends and optimizing farming practices, to enhancing the customer experience, AI is not just a tool, but a driving force in the coffee industry. AI is truly reshaping the coffee industry, and it's exciting to think about what the future holds. So, we've journeyed through the history of coffee and witnessed its transformation under the influence of technology and AI. Let's take a moment to recap the fascinating story we've unraveled. We began by tracing the roots of coffee back to the ancient coffee forests on the Ethiopian plateau. From there, we followed the spread of this beloved beverage across the globe, from the Middle East to Europe, and eventually to the New World. It's worth noting the fascinating blend of culture, economics, and politics that have influenced the course of coffee's history. Next, we dived into the evolution of the coffee industry. We saw the rise of coffee houses in the 17th century, the invention of instant coffee in the late 19th century, and the third-wave coffee movement of the 21st century. This journey highlighted the continuous innovation and adaptability that characterizes this industry. We then explored the impact of technology on coffee. From mechanization and automation in coffee farming, to the precision offered by digital tools in brewing, technology has revolutionized every step of the coffee production process. It's been a game changer, enhancing efficiency, quality, and sustainability. Finally, we delved into the role of artificial intelligence in the coffee industry. We discussed how AI is being used to predict coffee trends, optimize farming practices, and even replicate the skills of a master barista. The possibilities are breathtaking, and we're just at the beginning of this exciting chapter. So, as we wrap up our exploration, it's clear to see that the journey of coffee is far from over. The fusion of tradition and technology continues to shape the industry, with artificial intelligence promising to take coffee to new heights. The next time you sip your coffee, remember the incredible journey it's been on, and who knows, your next cup could be brewed by an AI barista.